also going to try really hard to do this in a single take to help you feel maybe less intimidated if you're wondering if you're willing or able to do a video recording. And I'm doing it right in my kitchen because I suspect many of you don't have amazing advanced media spaces. So I'm going to give this a try. Welcome to our second of 2 discussions in week 1. And I am going to talk to you a little bit about why I titled it how I did and just invite you into the different prompts. So we are looking at juggling single stories, critical reflection, and communities this week in particular, but sort of throughout the course as a theme. And what stands out to me are a couple of different places in the texts that led me to the prompts that I produced, and not just texts, but course materials. So I wanted to give you a quote from Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's single story TED video, and that is the consequence of the single story is that it robs people of dignity. It makes our recognition of our equal humanity difficult, and it emphasizes that we are different rather than how we are similar. And then, sort of for me, interestingly, what stood out or comes to mind looking for a thread or a way to juggle the course materials together is in the co-inquiry article. Not only are there images of those intersecting Venn diagrams that remind me of literally juggling balls, but there's on page 3 a little chart that talks about the technocratic engagement versus democratic engagement. As I read the characteristics of democratic engagement, the Adichie, sorry, I'm saying her name wrong, Adichie quote came to mind. And so I really think as we are getting into our service learning this term, we can maybe focus on developing those democratic characteristics listed on page 3, which leads me to this component around critical reflection and how we are very intentional throughout the term to really stand firmly in our own story and connect to the community story where we'll be doing service learning, and then also the course materials. And we do that through the discussions and also through different written assignments. But one of the things that's key, and this brings in that third article, the newcomer article, is that we do it both collectively and individually, and that we have to be curious, and we can't presuppose we know things about other people in our learning community, or even about ourselves and where we'll land in our opinions and in the information that we learn and we come to appreciate. And so it's in that spirit that I included that article this first week to really help introduce people, maybe for the first time, to some information about the newcomer community in Portland. The other piece is that it really, the way that article is written, it certainly leans toward being like activist research. It certainly is hard to miss the bias that is present in that article, but it, for me anyway, it lines up or stands next to really nicely this notion of democratic engagement. When you look at what later on in the article, what it is that newcomer communities are inviting the longer standing community members to consider. And we only get to that by really focusing on people's collective and individual dignity. That's my general introduction. I hope it helps you to start to juggle the different ideas in the course. I hope it helps you to engage in the prompts, and I'll look forward to coming back and hearing what you have to say, reading what you have to say, and facilitating us through this week. Thank you.